ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully. There's something about a person who knows who they are, something unsettling, something intimidating. When you walk with confidence, when you move with certainty, when you refuse to panic in chaos, you will find that people around you become uncomfortable. They can't figure you out. They wonder why you're not shaken. They whisper, why aren't you worried? But what they don't understand is that you have an awareness they don't have. You know something they don't know. See, composure is a sign of clarity, clarity of purpose, clarity of identity. When you know why you were born, when you understand that nothing happens by accident, you stop reacting to every little thing. You stop being distracted by opinions. You stop allowing circumstances to control you, and that freaks people out. There's something unsettling about a person who refuses to be moved by chaos. The world expects you to react, to tremble, to break under pressure. But when you stand firm, when you hold your composure, it disturbs them. It challenges everything they know. Because most people are used to living in uncertainty. They are controlled by circumstances, by opinions, by emotions. And when they see someone who isn't, it intimidates them. See, when a person lacks confidence, they look for validation in the reactions of others. If they are afraid, they want you to be afraid. If they are frustrated, they expect you to join them. But the moment you refuse to participate in their fear, their doubt, their insecurity, they start to question themselves. They start to wonder, what does he know that I? It happens in every area of life. In your workplace, when challenges arise, people will watch you. They will analyze your body language, your words, your facial expressions, because deep down they are looking for someone to follow. And when they see you calm, when they see you thinking instead of panicking, they are either drawn to your strength or intimidated by it, because composure is a sign of control, and control makes people uneasy. Look at history. The most influential leaders were not the loudest. They were not the ones who panicked under pressure. They were the ones who stood in the middle of a storm and remained steady. They didn't let fear dictate their movements, and because of that, they gained influence. But here's what you must understand. Not everyone will celebrate your composure. Some will test it. Some will try to break it. Some will provoke you just to see if you'll crack under pressure. Why? Because when a person doesn't have control over themselves, they struggle to be around someone who does. Your peace exposes their insecurity. Your stability highlights their instability. And rather than rise to your level, they try to bring you down to theirs. That's why you must be unwavering. You must be settled in your mind, knowing that how you carry yourself is not just about you. It's about the standard you set for those around you. When you remain composed, you teach others how to respond to life. You show them that circumstances don't have to dictate their emotions. You show them that they can choose how they react. But if you let them shake you, if you allow their uncertainty to become your uncertainty, then you lose your power. You become like everyone else, tossed back and forth by whatever happens around you, and that is not who you were born to be. You were born to lead. You were born to stand firm, and when you do, yes, some people will be uncomfortable. Some will question you. Some will whisper behind your back saying, "Why is he so calm? Why isn't he worried?" But that's not your problem. Your job is not to fit into their expectations. Your job is to walk in the confidence of what you know. Because when you know who you are, when you understand that your future is not controlled by opinions, by setbacks, or by temporary obstacles, you stop flinching, you stop second guessing, you stop reacting. And when you do that, when you truly embody composure, you will notice that the very people who once questioned you will start to admire you. They will start to respect you. Some may even start to follow you because deep down, even those who criticize you wish they had the strength to do what you do. So keep your posture. Keep your peace. Keep your composure. Because your control is proof of your authority. And those who walk in authority never bow to instability. When a person lacks clarity, they live in reaction mode. They move through life unsure, unstable, always adjusting to whatever is happening around them. But the moment you gain clarity, when you know who you are, why you are here, and where you are going, everything changes. Fear loses its grip. Anxiety begins to fade. Panic becomes unnecessary. Because when you understand purpose, you stop allowing circumstances to dictate your emotions. Most people panic because they don't have a solid foundation. They are uncertain about their future, uncertain about their decisions, uncertain about their identity. And uncertainty creates fear. When a storm comes, they collapse. When opposition arises, they retreat. Not because they are weak, but because they don't have a firm understanding of what they are standing on. But when you have clarity, when you have a deep conviction about your purpose, you don't waver, you don't flinch, you don't react to every crisis like the world is ending. That's why people will look at you and wonder why you're so calm. They'll question why you're not panicking like everyone else. They'll assume you're naive, that you don't understand how serious the situation is. But what they don't realize is that you see beyond the moment. You are not controlled by what is happening today because you know where you are going tomorrow. Clarity gives you perspective. It allows you to navigate storms with confidence because you understand that no storm lasts forever. Look at history. The greatest leaders, the most unshakable individuals, were not those who avoided challenges, but those who faced them with certainty. They had a clear vision of what they were called to do, and because of that, no crisis could break them. They didn't waste time reacting to distractions because they knew distractions were temporary. They didn't crumble under pressure because they understood that pressure produces strength. Their clarity gave them the ability to endure. And that's what makes you different. You are not moved by temporary situations because you are rooted in something deeper. You are not worried about what others think because you are secure in your identity. You are not fearful about the future because you already have a vision for where you are headed. And that makes you a mystery to those who live in doubt. They can't understand how you remain so composed. They don't realize that your peace comes from knowledge. That is why you cannot afford to lose sight of your purpose. The moment you lose clarity, you become vulnerable. You start second-guessing yourself. You start allowing circumstances to dictate your emotions. And before you know it, you're just like everyone else, tossed back and forth by the instability of life. But when you stay clear on your assignment, when you keep your vision in front of you, nothing can shake you. No setback, no opposition, no challenge can cause you to panic, because you know that nothing can stop a person who is walking in their purpose. And yes, that kind of confidence will make people uncomfortable. Some will question you. Some will criticize you. Some will try to create doubt in your mind just to see if they can shake you. But you must remain firm. You must hold your ground. You must be so clear about your purpose that no amount of pressure can cause you to waver. Because at the end of the day, the world is not looking for more people who panic. The world is looking for those who can stand in the storm and remain steady. The world is searching for those who can bring stability in times of uncertainty. And that kind of person, the one who refuses to be moved, is the one who will rise, the one who will lead, the one who will not just survive, but thrive. So stay clear, stay focused, stay grounded. Because the moment you stop panicking is the moment you start leading. There is a difference between reacting and responding. Most people go through life reacting. They react to problems, they react to people, they react to circumstances, they allow situations to dictate their emotions. And as a result, they are constantly unstable. But great people Those who understand purpose, those who walk with clarity, they do not react. They respond. A reaction is emotional, immediate, and often uncontrolled. It is driven by impulse, by fear, by frustration. When something happens, a reactive person allows their emotions to take over. And in that moment, they lose control. They say things they later regret. They make decisions that take them off course. They become a victim of their circumstances. But a response is different. A response is intentional. It is measured. It is controlled. It is rooted in wisdom, not emotion. Look at the people who carry true authority. They do not panic. They do not rush to prove a point. They do not get easily offended. They understand that control is not about overpowering others. It is about mastering themselves. And self-mastery is the mark of true greatness. When someone insults you, do you react or do you respond? If you react, you give them control. If you react, you are allowing them to dictate your mood, your energy, your peace. But if you respond, if you take a moment to think, to process, to decide the best course of action, you remain in control. You do not allow their words to pull you into chaos. You maintain your posture, and that confuses them. It unsettles them. Because most people expect others to react the way they would. When you don't, they don't know what to do with you. This is why people who operate at the highest level do not allow external situations to dictate their behavior. They have trained themselves to pause before they act. They ask themselves, is this worth my energy? Will this add to my purpose or distract me from it? And if it does not serve their purpose, they refuse to engage. Some will call it arrogance. Some will say you don't care, but it is not arrogance. It is wisdom. It is understanding that your energy is valuable, that your focus must be protected. It is knowing that reacting to everything that comes your way will drain you, will pull you off course, will keep you entangled in things that do not serve your destiny. People who react to everything live in constant turmoil. They are always in unnecessary battles, always explaining themselves, always caught up in arguments that do not matter. But those who respond with wisdom, they walk in peace, they walk in authority, they move with purpose. Because they understand that not every situation deserves their attention, not every battle is worth fighting, not every opinion deserves a reply, and that kind of discipline will frustrate people. They will try to push you, they will try to provoke you, they will try to force a reaction out of you just to prove that they have power over you. But when you refuse to engage, when you remain calm, when you move only when necessary, they will realize they have no control over you. And that is what makes them uncomfortable. So do not be quick to react. Do not allow emotions to drive your decisions. Take a step back, think, process, then respond. Not based on feelings, but based on wisdom, based on purpose, based on what will move you forward, not what will pull you backward. Because the person who reacts is controlled by others, but the person who responds is in control of themselves. And the one who controls themselves will always rise above the one who does not. Confidence is a language that not everyone understands. When you walk with certainty, when you speak with assurance, when you carry yourself with the quiet boldness of someone who knows their value, it does something to the people around you. It reveals their own insecurities. It makes them question themselves, and for some, that is uncomfortable. People are used to doubt. They are used to hesitation. They are used to individuals who second-guess themselves, who shrink back, who apologize for being strong. But when they encounter someone who refuses to apologize for who they are, someone who is clear, certain, unwavering, they don't know how to handle it. Some will admire you, but others will feel threatened. Not because you are against them, but because your confidence exposes what they lack. It happens in every environment. In the workplace, when you speak with authority, some will celebrate you, but others will feel challenged. In relationships, when you set boundaries, when you refuse to tolerate disrespect, some will respect you, but others will resent you. Even among friends and family, when you decide to think differently, to operate on a higher level, to break free from the limitations that others have accepted, you will notice a shift. Some will encourage you, but others will try to bring you back down. Why? Because your confidence forces people to look at themselves. It holds up a mirror. And for those who are not secure, that reflection is hard to face. When they see you standing tall, they have to ask themselves, why am I not standing like that? When they see you walking in purpose, they have to wonder, why am I still hesitant? When they see you unshaken by pressure, they start to realize just how much they have been controlled by fear. And for some, instead of rising to your level, they will try to pull you down to theirs. They will call you arrogant. They will say you've changed. They will find ways to discredit you, not because you have done anything wrong, but because your presence alone challenges the limitations they have accepted for themselves. But here is what you must remember. You are not responsible for how others perceive your confidence. Your job is not to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Your job is not to dilute your strength so that those who are weak won't feel insecure. Your job is to walk in the fullness of who you are, regardless of who is uncomfortable with it. Because confidence is not pride. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is the result of knowing who you are, knowing what you carry, knowing that you were not placed here by accident. And when you truly embrace that, you cannot walk with your head down. You cannot second guess yourself. You cannot allow the fears of others to become your own. You will notice that those who are secure in themselves will celebrate you. They will see your confidence as inspiration, not intimidation. But those who are ruled by insecurity will try to find fault, not because you are wrong, but because they don't know how to handle someone who refuses to live in doubt. So do not shrink. Do not tone yourself down. Do not let the discomfort of others make you second guess your certainty. Because the world does not need more insecure people. The world needs more individuals who are sure of their purpose, sure of their identity, sure of their assignment. The world needs people who walk in confidence so that others can learn to do the same. Because at the end of the day, your confidence is not just for you. It is a signal, a light, a reminder to those who are watching that they too can stand tall. And those who refuse to see it that way, that is their battle, not yours. Pressure is something that everyone experiences, but not everyone knows how to handle it. Some people break under it, some run from it, and some allow it to control their emotions, their decisions, their future. But those who understand dominion, those who know that they were never meant to be ruled by circumstances, do not let pressure dictate their actions. They remain steady, they remain composed, they remain in control. The reason why pressure destroys some people is not because it is too strong, but because they have not developed the ability to master it. When a challenge arises, they react out of fear instead of responding with wisdom. When things don't go according to plan, they allow frustration to cloud their judgment. When life becomes overwhelming, they break down because they have never learned how to govern their emotions. And as a result, they are constantly shifting, constantly uncertain, constantly caught between moments of confidence and moments of doubt. But when you have dominion over pressure, when you refuse to be ruled by external forces, you develop an unshakable stability that people cannot understand. You are no longer moved by sudden challenges. You are no longer controlled by what others say or do. You do not allow situations to manipulate your state of mind. You stand in the midst of uncertainty and you remain calm, not because you don't feel the weight of the moment, but because you have learned that pressure does not have the right to control you. This is why some people become intimidated when they see you walking through challenges without panic. They don't understand how you can be in the same situation as them, but respond differently. They wonder why you're not complaining, why you're not frustrated, why you're not falling apart like they are. And it confuses them because they have never seen someone operate from a position of dominion. They have been trained to believe that pressure is supposed to break you. But when you show them that pressure can be managed, that pressure can be mastered, that pressure can be turned into power, it challenges everything they believe. Look at the people who have the most influence in any environment. They are not the ones who lose control under pressure. They are the ones who remain calm when everyone else is panicking. They are the ones who think clearly when others are clouded by emotion. They are the ones who take control of the moment instead of letting the moment take control of them. And because of that, they rise. They lead, they set the standard for how challenges should be handled. But here is what you must understand. Not everyone will celebrate your ability to remain steady. Some will test you. Some will try to break your composure just to see if you are as strong as you appear to be. They will try to push you into reacting, into losing control, into proving yourself to them. Why? Because when a person lacks dominion over themselves, they struggle to be around someone who has it. Your ability to master pressure highlights their inability to do the same. And rather than learning from you, some will attempt to pull you into their instability. That is why you must be firm. You must settle in your mind that pressure will not rule you. You must train yourself to pause before reacting, to think before making decisions, to respond instead of allowing emotions to take over. Because once you master pressure, nothing can shake you. Nothing can manipulate you. Nothing can pull you off course. You will become the person that others look to in uncertain times. You will become the one who brings peace in the midst of chaos. You will become the example of what it means to operate in dominion. And that kind of authority cannot be ignored. Some will be inspired by it. Some will be threatened by it. But regardless of how they feel, you must remain the same, steady, focused, and unmoved. Because true dominion is not about controlling others. It is about mastering yourself. And once you do that, no amount of pressure can ever control you again. When a person carries peace within them, it is unsettling to those who live in constant turmoil. Most people are used to chaos. They are used to stress, anxiety, and an environment where people are always on edge. So when they encounter someone who is not easily shaken, someone who does not allow external situations to disturb their inner stability, they don't know how to process it. People expect others to react the way they do. When they panic, they expect you to panic. When they stress, they expect you to stress. When they lose control, they expect you to follow. But when you remain composed, when you refuse to be pulled into their emotional whirlwind, it confuses them. It makes them uncomfortable because your peace highlights the lack of peace within them. This is why some people will try to provoke you. They will test you. They will do things to see if they can break your composure, just to make themselves feel better. Because if they can get you to lose control, it justifies their own instability. If they can make you panic, it reassures them that their anxiety is normal. If they can pull you into their frustration, it makes them feel less alone in their turmoil. But here is what you must understand. Your peace is your power. The moment you allow someone to steal your peace, you give them control over you. The moment you allow their chaos to dictate your emotions, you lower yourself to their level. But when you guard your peace, when you refuse to be dragged into unnecessary drama, you remain in control. You stay in a position of strength. Look at the world today. People are searching for stability. They are looking for someone who can bring calm in the midst of chaos. They are drawn to those who have mastered the art of inner stillness, not because they want to challenge them, but because deep down they wish they could be the same. Even those who resent your peace secretly admire it. They wish they could handle life the way you do. They wish they could walk through storms without fear. They wish they could remain unmoved when everything around them is shaking. And that is why you cannot afford to let anyone steal what you carry. You must protect your peace. You must refuse to be reactive. You must train yourself to remain calm no matter what is happening around you, because the moment you lose your peace, you become like everyone else, unstable, fearful, controlled by circumstances. But when you hold on to it, when you walk in it daily, you set yourself apart. Some will call it indifference. They will say you don't care. They will assume you are disconnected from reality. But what they fail to understand is that peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the presence of control. It is knowing that no matter what happens, you will not be moved. It is understanding that external chaos does not have the authority to create internal turmoil unless you allow it to. And that kind of confidence, that kind of steadiness is rare, it is powerful, it is disruptive. Because when you refuse to be shaken, it forces others to question why they are so easily moved. When you remain calm under pressure, it challenges them to examine why they live in constant anxiety. When you walk with a steady spirit, it makes them wonder if they have been handling life the wrong way all along. So protect your peace. Guard it fiercely. Do not allow anyone to pull you into unnecessary battles, into meaningless arguments, into situations that serve no purpose. Stay steady. Stay focused. Stay unmoved. Because at the end of the day, it is not the loudest person who has the most power. It is the one who remains calm when everyone else is losing control. And that kind of person is unstoppable. The ability to remain composed in a world that thrives on chaos is not a weakness. It is a mark of true strength. When you refuse to react, when you walk in confidence, when you master pressure and protect your peace, you set yourself apart. You become an example of what it means to live with dominion, to move with purpose, and to operate from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. Yes, some will misunderstand you. Some will be unsettled by your stability. Some will try to pull you into their instability just to prove that you are no different. But do not shrink. Do not second guess yourself. Do not let the discomfort of others make you question the posture you have worked so hard to build. Because those who master themselves will always rise above those who are controlled by circumstances. Those who remain steady will always have the advantage over those who are easily moved. And those who refuse to let outside forces dictate their emotions will always walk in a level of power that cannot be ignored. So keep walking with confidence. Keep responding with wisdom. Keep mastering pressure. Keep guarding your peace. Because in the end, it is not just about you. It is about setting a standard. It is about showing others that there is another way to live, a higher way to operate, a greater way to carry yourself. And when you do that, not only will you stand out, you will inspire others to do the same. Good luck on your journey, and may you continue to walk in wisdom, strength, and unwavering composure. Thank you.